Good afternoon. I would like to greet the listeners and viewers of this clip. I am Emperor Tembu II, Votani Majola, the Emperor of Abathembu Nation. Today is the 27th of December, 2023. The purpose of recording this video clip is to give a detailed explanation about the program that I'm also leading, which I founded, which is essentially a book and a program. The title of the book is called The Code of Abathembu Law. I have already dispatched the details about the book a lot on Facebook, and also the course outline, because many people are saying that we are not going to register on something that we do not know what it entails, which was a justified submission. Now, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually talk to the course outline that I actually dispatched a few days ago, basically breaking it down into smaller pieces and also giving an explanation as to how did I get there and why did I get there. But the first thing that I'm going to do is to give my brief background resume. As I've already said, I'm the Emperor of Abathembu Nation. I'm based in Johannesburg, having resided here for more than 30 years. By trade, I'm a corporate lawyer and a High Court legal practitioner here in Johannesburg for more than 30 years also. I'm also an entrepreneur, having owned and run several businesses. If you want the details, they do appear on my Facebook profile. Currently, I'm the executive chairperson and the founding CEO of a company called Timberland Royal Treasury Holdings Limited, which is a business and legal consulting firm based in Sandton City, Johannesburg. I'm also an author of several books. Most of them are business books. If you visit my Facebook post from the 10th of December 2023, you'll actually see what I'm talking about. Now, the brief background about this book is briefly as follows. As I do constituency work, visiting various constituencies in all 9 provinces in South Africa, a lot of the people, the Abathembu Nation in particular, have raised complaints of different nature, and I therefore decided to seek solutions. Naturally, was to find out why were those problems there in their lives, and therefore what would be the solution. So the book called The Code of Abathembu Law is actually the culmination of that research work, which comes out of the constituency work that I did, so that I can actually close those weaknesses that mostly Abathembu have complained about. I must say that from the beginning that the book must only exclusively be used by the nation of Abathembu, because that is how it has been created. You will actually see the reason why that is the case if you actually read the book. The course outline, Chapter 1, National Emblem. There is a national emblem of Abathembu Nation that was designed by our forefathers more than 5,000 years ago. You already know that the book, of course, was banned or banished for more than 3,000 years. So it has just resurfaced from that banishment. So it's very exciting. And the book itself, I must also say that it says the Code of Abathembu Law, but it's not the law as you know it. It's not the law that has got the police, the judge, the court, and the prisons and everything. It is basically the formulas that you need to use to solve all your problems. That's basically what it's all about. So chapter 1 is a national emblem. It also tells you how you can use the national emblem to solve various problems, from prosperity to marriage to protecting your home, and so on and so on. Chapter 2 is the national identity of Abathembu. Who are Abathembu? Where do they come from? And so on, dating back to 5,000 years when Abathembu was in Central Africa. The clan names, the royal families, and the junior houses and the senior houses and so on are contained in the identity. There's also a clip on the book that talks about Abathembu and ancestors. Chapter 3, marriage and related aspects. What causes marriage problems within Abathembu, both men and women, how to solve those issues, and also Isthembu and how to maintain Isthembu successfully, and so on and so on. Now, there's one thing that I need to emphasize from the beginning, is that if you are a Mthembu and you want the key to the universe, this book is the key to the universe. And I also need to explain that if you are a Mthembu and you run your life copying or functioning as a copycat to what your neighbor is doing, your neighbor is going to be successful, but you are not going to be successful. Whether in marriage, whether in business, whether in employment, whether in whatever. And the reason why that is going to be happening is not because of bad luck, it is because, as Abathembu, there is a prescribed way that you need to run your life as prescribed by our forefathers 5,000 years ago. So the situation is exactly the same as the Jews. If you look at the Jews, Judah, Jews do not just copycat the life of somebody else. They live their lives according to the Jewish traditions. That's why they are the most successful tribe in the world. So the situation with Abathembu is exactly that. So if you did not know why your neighbor had been doing something, but you are failing to do it, and your neighbor is successful, it's because you are doing what you should not be doing. You are copycatting someone instead of sticking to your traditional, original values. Now, all those values are contained in this book. The book has got 110 pages only. Okay, let me also state that every chapter has got practical exercises that will tell you exactly what to do. So it's not a theoretic book, it's a practical book that tells you, do this in this manner to get this particular result. Now, for example, let me get to chapter 4, which is the calendar of Abathembu Nation. Now, the calendar of Abathembu Nation is actually the nucleus of the book. A calendar is exactly what tells you what to do, when and how and why. So the calendar of Abathembu Nation is going to help you in all aspects of your life to secure the dream job that you have been wishing for, to secure the business that you have been wishing for, to help you to grow your domestic animals, imfuyo, to help you to grow your plants, your crops, umbona or imbotyi or umbila or ibonchis, and so on, depending on whatever language you use. It's going to help you to secure a responsible life partner, maqondana wakho okanye ubambo lwakho. It's going to help you to bring peace into your marriage if your marriage is disturbed. It's going to bring prosperity to you. So you've got to practice the exercises that are specified in the calendar on the days that they are specified. Then you're going to see your life changing. It's a practical book. It is not a theory. It tells you, do this, do that, on this particular date, and so on and so on. It's a simple, straightforward book. Now, that's the calendar of Abathembu Nation. It consists all the traditions from 5,000 years ago, how to do this, why to do this, when to do it, so that you don't copycat the lives of other tribes. You will not succeed if you are a Mthembu and you are copycatting the lives of other tribes. It's not going to work for you. It is as simple as that. So essentially, I call this book the Prosperity Bible of Abathembu Nation. It will help you to do all the things that you need to be prosperous, like I said, to improve your love life, to improve your family life, to bring money to your home, jobs, and so on and so on. Protect your home from harmful spirits, and so on. So do the exercises that are in the code. That is the calendar of Abathembu Nation in particular. Chapter 5. It talks about money, prosperity, and business. Now, chapter 5, if you ever wanted to know how to do business, you see people running businesses, you desire to be a business owner one day, go and read chapter 5. It will tell you from A up to Z, how do you start, how do you conceptualize a business idea, how do you raise funding for your business idea, how do you create a proper corporate environment for your business so that you attract clients, how do you market your business, and how do you train your staff so that your staff can become capable to deliver profitability, and so on, and so on, and so on. Now that is an A to Z of business contained in chapter 5 only. You read that chapter 5, you will have your business. When I used to do, as I still do, to do workshops all around, I used to run a 5-day course in business. Now that 5 days course was by large centered around that chapter 5. And the people are running businesses even today based on that. So it's not something that I'm assuming, it's something that has happened, and it's something that is most certainly going to bring fortunes to you. Chapter 6, it talks about food, diet, which good food should you eat, and which bad food must you avoid, and why. Food is part of your life. There is food which, if you eat, it is going to block all your luck, as in the simplest form. If you eat certain food that you should not be eating, you are not going to be successful in life because you are eating wrong food. Because that food is energy, and it creates all sorts of negative energy around yourself, as if now you've got a bad luck that is circulating around yourself, but that is because of the food that you eat, and that blocks all your ways. So in a nutshell, I encourage all Abathembu, each and everyone must get this book, because this book is indeed the key to the universe for you if you are Mthembu. If you don't have this book, and I repeat, and I'm saying very slow, if you don't have this book, you are not going to make it in this life. Why so? Because you are not moving on the rails that you should be moving on. You are not running your life on the path that you should be running. You are not walking on the path that you should be walking, as prescribed by our forefathers more than 5,000 years ago when they landed in this place called now South Africa. So get this book, bring your life together. It's only costing 100 Rand, 100. You cannot falter to have 100 Rand to change your life, to stop flying to all these countries. I know a lot of people would fly to Nigeria, to Mozambique, looking for life. When you go to those places, you spend more than 3,000 Rand on the road, 4,000 Rand. Now, this book is only 100 Rand. It's going to cut all those trips. You are sitting with it at home, and you do the right thing in a right way. So with those few words, I would like to say today, being the 27th of January 2023, I encourage people to buy the book. Whenever there's a group that needs to be clarified in a form of a live workshop, I will arrange those workshops as long as there's a good group in terms of numbers, where I sit down with people and then I run through these exercises. All I can say now is thank you very much for your attention. I must also state that I do have a YouTube channel where I'll be posting my videos, and also on Facebook and other social media platforms. But I'll put all that information on my Facebook page. So all I can say is that Happy New Year, because New Year is coming in the next 3 days. God bless you. I salute. I'm out.